There's a lot of seagulls. I don't live near a seaside. Oh, what the hell? Shut up. So, I mean, look, a lot of you have asked for it, and it's happening. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the greatest British television moment in history. Of course, it is the Come Dine With Me, Enjoy the Money Jane episode. Dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord. It's even just the way that Come Dine With Me starts off with the cucumber slicing, the phallic dismemberment of Peter. That's what Jane did to him. And this is the most important Come Dine With Me episode ever, of biblical, proportions. This is I'm just getting emotional thinking about what I'm about to witness. See, Louis Theroux here, American Louis Theroux here. I remember him, but I kind of remember him for being so forgettable. He was just a pawn, an innocent bystander, obviously not the one that caught the stray bullet, as we'll see later. But American Louis is just, bless him, he's as in Big Lebowski, as John Goodman's character says, you're out of your element. You're out of your element. Just stay out of it, American Louis. This is, you're not built for this, mate. You're not built with it. You don't have the minerals. You're not cut from this cloth, the Titan cloth of Jane and Peter.
Pie eating.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. Okay.
Fancy.
That's how you make friends on the first night.
Hold on, Eric. See, this is what I mean. Jane drew blood first. This is what I'm saying. This is what people forget about this epic battle. It's like winners write history. Jane won this episode. Jane won this war because Peter lost his cool, and when you lose your cool, when you lose your temper, you lose control. Jane won this war, and Jane wrote the history, and the narrative is that Peter was the villain. But as you see here, Peter first of all was very self-deprecating.
Because the only sports I know, none.
Pie eating.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I don't play any sports, I do that all the time, when some of us girthy boys, we take the piss out of our own weight sometimes. It might be a defense mechanism. Ultimately, I think it shows that if you're willing to take the piss out of yourself, then, if you can't laugh at yourself, what else can you laugh at? It's very British. It's very funny. I think it could be very endearing. It could be very sincere. That's what Peter did right there. And Jane just went in. What sport do you... Pie eating? Then literally tapped his stomach and said, fatty. Oh, bless him. He went, oh, thanks. He's crying inside. And that was it. Peter was... That's it. It was war. Since then, it was war. And the episode starts off by Peter saying that he is quite nervous. So bless Peter. This is what I'm saying. In those kind of... in those comic book stories and the comic book films, like, the villain is always like this bullied guy in the beginning. This is his origin story. The first night. Yeah. Oh, what sport do you play, mate? Pie eating, huh? Fatty. And Peter's going, I will have my revenge, Jane. That's what you think. Where did that come from? This is where it stems from. Trust me.
I thought, you cheeky cow. I was going to make a comment about fast.
You cheeky cow. He's obviously nervous. We can see that he has this self-importance vibe about him. And Jane has just tore him to pieces straight away, because she probably saw that he's a threat. He's confident like me, or confident / arrogant, as she would call it. So she knew, I need to put him in his place. It's like if you go to prison, yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to go there and act like a little wimp, or you're going to fight a little small guy? No, you go to prison, you need to fight the biggest guy. Take your threat down straight away. And you see Jane is a warrior, as is Peter, but Jane recognized that Peter was a warrior. So she said, I need to draw first blood. Rambo shit. And that's what she did. Fatty, sports, pie eating, tap him on the belly, then give him a hug. She knows what she's doing.
Dinner party food, probably not.
The main course looked to me...
Once again, though, Peter he's wearing like some kind of tweed waistcoat over a checkered shirt. The collars are mad, which, later on he became very famous for his collars. He's like the sassy Cantoner. You know, he's like an Aggie Cantona, you know. I mean, his collars go up to his ears. His collars are like up to here, bro. What's going on? He's like, you know, it's almost like a turtle with its defensive shell when Jane's attacking him. It's like collars up, you know what I mean?
I am an infinitely better cook than anything I've seen so far. Jane's the one to beat at the moment.
And he knows that Jane's the one to beat, you see. Real recognise real, and Jane looks familiar.
I would probably like to run the country.
Oh, God, really?
Do you think I'd make a good Prime Minister?
No.
Peter said, I'd probably like to run the country, and Jane's reaction was, oh, God, no, really? Here's where I start really thinking that Peter is not, you know, this kind of innocent kind of, you know, I'll give him a break, you know, which, you know, like I said, is complex, you know, people are not all good, people are not all bad, and this is definitely some of Peter's more delusional side, where he's saying that he wants to be Prime Minister, and, you know, he thinks, yeah, and obviously Jane's reaction to that is, oh, God, no, you know, so you can just see, I mean, the delusion is strong in Peter.
You might think that she's a little bit insane, but if you weren't here, yeah, we definitely miss you because you're the best at taking out the piss, yeah.
Oh, I just, you know, American Louis, just the cringe level is too much. I can't. I'm going to have to just skip that bit.
It's lovely. Damn, it's lovely. There's something really, really...
And this is the lime shirt from Peter. This is Jane's night. And she's made a fish cake, and he's fucking fuming that her fish cake is good. He's literally like, damn, it's lovely. He's so angry.
There's something really, really dirty about runny poached eggs that everybody loves.
What?
The concept of a fish cake.
I do love Peter. He's fucking bonkers, man. There's something really dirty about runny poached egg. I know what he's saying. It's like kind of strangely erotic. He is a fucking weirdo. That shirt, I just can't get over the shirt. Has the shirt got the collars as well? He's got the collars and everything. It's his style, you know. That's his brand. For some reason, he's completely camouflaged and color coordinated with this disgusting lime green paint, and it's just straight away, you know, you just know straight away this man is a special man. He's someone that you should not take lightly. You know, he's a man of extravaganza. Let's just say that.
You could probably make two Victoria Beckhams. No, Victoria Beckham is tall, thin, brown hair. Jane does not look like Victoria Beckham in any way.
Yeah, so Peter's been quite sly with this. He said that her celebrity lookalike was Victoria Beckham, and then, you know, on the interview after, he said that, you know, maybe two Victoria Beckhams could make her, which is, you know, obviously it's a clapback. Let's be honest, it's a clapback from the fatty comment on, you know, on the first night. He waited 2 nights, you know, and revenge is a dish best served cold, and let's be honest, this one was fucking cold. 1-1.
I think everybody prostitutes themselves a little bit.
What's he talking about now?
What do you mean? I don't get it.
You'll all try a bit harder to get a nicer birthday present or a Christmas present.
I just think that's utter rubbish.
I think everybody puts out a little bit more to get what they want in life.
I will do things because I want to. I won't do things just to get something out of it.
I think it's a really sad way to...
That's an interesting choice of words. So, you know, Peter said that we all prostitute ourselves in some way or in another to get what we want. I actually agree with. I think I understand what he's saying, but, you know, Peter could say that, you know, Mother Teresa was a lovely woman, and Jane would have a problem with it. You know, it's not about what he's saying, it's about who he is to her. And Jane just said, I think that's a very sad way of thinking. Sad. That word will pop up again.
Peter took us to a dark place.
Peter is just a bit of an odd little man, isn't he? He's just got some very, very, very odd opinions.
There is a certain...
This is a moment where you can see the groups kind of turning on him. You know, Jane is kind of influencing people. You know, what Peter said made sense. He might not have said it in the most... He didn't use the best language, but I understood what he said. It's a fair comment. But Jane rejected it, and now, you know, she's called him a strange little man. And you know, now everyone else in the group, so he's starting to become a little bit alienated in the group, and they're starting to kind of pick on him a little bit, actually. And Peter thinks they're all fucking idiots. At this point, Peter thinks they're all fucking idiots. He does his delusion as well. You know, he's not helping himself. He thinks he's above these people. It's very clear, with, you know, with his dress sense, with his food taste, with his knowledge, with his views and opinions. He wants to be prime minister. There is a lot of delusion there, and Jane cannot handle it. But I want us to be aware of how this has happened here. Now, this is a narrative that's built up slowly, and it's not just Peter's a dick. It's not that. It's more complex. There's subplots. There's little nuances. There's certain trigger words. You know, there's a lot going on here. I mean, I'm going to write a book about this episode. I'm going to write a musical. I'm going to write a film. I'm obsessed. Let's continue.
Somewhere between a 10 and a 10.
I really love Jane's
So-
starter. I could have eaten that 3 or 4 times. And Jane's pudding was sublimely good. So for that, I'd like to give Jane an 8.
So the food was fine, but it was...
This is what I mean. Okay, let's look at this now. On Jane's night, Peter scored her an 8. An 8. That's a massive score. And this is what I mean about, look, I'm not Team Jane, I'm not Team Peter, all right? I'm like David Attenborough, I'm just observing. I don't get involved, okay? But you have to look at someone and, you know, look at the strength of their character when you can clearly see that Peter despises Jane, you know? This is his enemy. This is his, you know, this is a titan. This is a rival titan that he must defeat. But even so, he is not judging the woman on her personality. He is judging her on her food. He loved her starter. He thought she deserved an 8. That speaks volumes for this man's character. Is he delusional? Yes. Does he have terrible shirts with weird collars? Yes. You know, but the man is serious about his food, and it comes back to this, man. He is serious about his food. He's a foodie. He's not treating this like some kind of little daytime, you know, entertainment show. This is his life.
It's the final day in East Oxfordshire, and our last host, Peter Marsh, is feeling confident he can win with a more refined evening.
Tonight is about sophisticated food and leaving the best till last.
But his guests...
Okay, so as Peter said, they're leaving the best to last. Now, this is the final night. This is D-Day. This is, you know, the final countdown. This is, you know, this is it. This is Judgment Day, the last night. We know what's going to happen. No one can stop it. It's inevitable. This is Endgame. End Jane, if you will. Janos, that one doesn't work as well. Let's stick with N Jane. Let's see, you know, Peter's promising a night of refined dining and, you know, sophisticated food. He's a foodie. He knows his food. He thinks he's got this in the bag. He scored people fairly. He expects fair scores back.
It's done. Go on, have a quick lick of the spatula. I said a quick lick, fella. Oh, good gracious me.
There's something, I know that's fucking weird, the way that he's eating that spoon, and, you know, like, but there's something very childlike with Peter, you know, that he's like a spoiled little boy. This is the first time we see Peter in that iconic blue and white striped shirt with the collars, and that, like I said, the collars has been a theme throughout the whole episode, but that shirt has been etched into my memory, embedded into my memory, burnt into my memory forever. This is a painting my girlfriend actually, she painted for me. I commissioned my girlfriend to do this. I didn't pay her or anything. I made her like some coffee, whatever. But look at that. This is the night, guys. Let's put Peter back there. He's just watching. He knows what's going to happen. Right, let's continue. God, I'm nervous. You know, I feel nervous, like, because I know what's going to happen, you know. It's crazy, man. So here we go. It's the salad first. It's starter first.
I like cheddar cheese. I like Dairy Dunkers. I'm not so fond of grown-up cheese, I would call it.
I'm not so fond of grown-up cheese. And Jane, I'm going to win this. That's what Jane was thinking straight away. I've done my job, you know? And Pete, look at Peter. I mean, look, he's got his 4 or 5 buttons undone there. He's hot. He's under pressure. He wants to impress these people. He wants to win this thing. It means the world to him. And straight away, we've got this, you know, this girl being like, I don't like grown-up cheese. And Jane.
You like the finer things in life, don't you? You do, Peter, you do. We've got like this little pepper thing on the table. I've got a grinder.
My life is as generically ordinary as everybody else's. I just happen to have more nice clothes than most people.
Okay, the way that you presented
I happen to have more nice clothes than people. You fucking don't, mate. That lime green shirt, this beach towel of a shirt you're wearing now with the collars are not better clothes than most people. And this is the thing that frustrates me. I say all this like nice stuff about Peter and I defend him, and he says some stupid shit like that. And then you think you're not helping yourself, mate. You're not doing yourself any favors. Oh, it's stressing me out.
I'm actually quite offended now. Jane, would you prefer it if someone said to you, well, you behave like a fat troll and you didn't make much... How would it feel to you?
I think this is getting a bit personal.
He said that you behave like a fat troll. Oh, and this is, again, it's from that first night when she called him fat and said he'd win a pie eating contest. This has all been brewing. It's only so much Peter can hold in. This is it. He's at capacity. If there was a meter, you know, it would be just it's filling up now. There's only a tiny bit left before we know what's going to happen. Oh my God. You know, I'm so tense and nervous because I know what's going to happen. You know, they say the anticipation of death is far worse than death itself, and that's what I'm dreading, but also I'm excited. I need to calm the fuck down. I need some water. Hold on. Let's just take a break for a minute. I shouldn't even be doing this, you know. I've got work to do. I'm just fucking around. I wasted so much of my life on this one episode, honestly. I need help. Talk about sad little life. I'm the one with the sad little life. Let's get back into it.
Dessert was annoyingly nice. That was probably...
So Jane liked the dessert, annoyingly nice, the same way Peter said her starter was annoyingly good. You know, they're very similar people. You have to understand here, you know, there's a thin line between Peter and Jane. There's a thin line.
Your food has been sublime.
I'm sure Peter...
Wow. Jane said, your food has been sublime. And that little smile from Peter, even though he's hurt, he's pissed off, that was all he kind of needed. He just wanted a little bit of validation. And now, the thing though, if she said that half an hour ago before the attack, I think they would have made up. And I don't think we would have got that moment that we all, you know, remember. The fact that she said that after, he doesn't care anymore. Like I said, he doesn't give a fuck. He knows he's not going to win. Even if Jane gives him a 10, he's not going to win. He doesn't care. What that's telling him is that, yeah, my food is better than yours. It's better than everyone. And I know I'm going to lose. And it's made him even more angry. He had a split second of happy validation. A little smile came. Then after that, look at his eyes. It's too late.
I am a better cook than you.
Oh my God. He responds straight away with, I am a better cook than you. This is what I mean. It's too late. It's too late. I kind of get it. You lot probably think I'm pro Peter right now. I'm not. But I'm saying I kind of get it, man. Like, you know, I'm a better cook than you. Yes, you are, mate. But don't be a dick about it.
I put so much effort into this to make it special for you, not for those two. I knew the other two were here for the experience.
That's big.
But not you. You were here to...
That's big. I put so much effort into this meal for you, Jane. This is what I mean, man. I haven't seen this for a while, but this is when I remember watching it and I felt even more sorry. And I thought, man, he's doing this for you, Jane. He wants your validation, Jane. I'm not saying it's Jane's fault because he's been a dick too. But it's a tragic situation. He said, I'm not doing it for these two fucking idiots. Fucking American Louis Blondie. I couldn't give a fuck. He eats fucking beans on toast, and she doesn't like cheese. This is all for you, Jane. He said it. This is all for you. In my mind, I felt like Jane scored him a lower score, and she scored him a 7, which I actually respect her a lot for. I think he deserves an 8, maybe a 9. But man, I didn't realise that. So it's obvious the other two have, because he's alienated them, which is kind of Jane's fault because she's turned them against it. She's done what she's done. But fair play to Jane.
As the host, it's up to Peter to read out the results.
Okay, this is it. This is the moment. This is the moment. This is it.
So let's see who's won. In 4th place is me.
Why are you shaking your head at me?
You won, Jane.
Oh my God.
Enjoy the money.
Money.
I hope
It
it
makes
makes
you
you
very
very
happy.
happy. Dear Lord, what a sad
little
little
life.
life, Jane. You ruined my night
God.
completely,
So you
so
could
you
have
could
the
have the money. But I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
I don't get it.
Well, you wouldn't, let's be honest. There's nobody in there, love. So, Jane, take your money and get off my property.
God. I mean, it's beautiful. It's poetry. It's iconic. There's not enough words to describe how beautiful and painful and brilliant and how exhilarating that moment is. It's just the build up, and I hope now with this video you can see how, the origin story of Peter. How did we come to this? How did we get to this moment? Every villain has an origin story, and we can break down this whole moment here as well. I mean, I'm more than happy. So he knows he hasn't won. Okay, he knows he hasn't won. I'll tell you why. The disgust and the shock is that because it's me in 4th place. It's me. There's a moment when he's looking down and he looks up, and it's almost like that moment he's become the villain. This is the moment where the origin story, this is when he puts on the mask and the cape and he says, okay, I am now on a path of evil and destruction, and Jane, my arch nemesis, we will go to war forever, and this is his atrocity. This is his verbal atrocity that he has committed against Jane. So he looks up and there's just that gasp as well, that from Jane, which is fucking annoying as well. And it's almost like that sound is just the life being squeezed out of Peter, and the life's gone out, and now death and darkness has entered his body, his soul, and now it's marinating in his soul. It's this darkness, and he's holding it in, and then the shake of the head, and Jane, I don't know why you're shaking it. You fucking know.
Why are you shaking your head at me?
You won,
You
Jane.
won, Jane.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Enjoy the money. I hope it makes you very happy. Dear Lord, what a sad little life. And do you remember when Jane called him she called him a sad man a few days ago.
But I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
I just don't know how he comes up with these phrases, these insults. That's what I'm saying. I will buy the book, Peter Marsh. Slide in my DMs. I still haven't met him or spoken to him. I've pretty much spoken to all the rest of them and made contact with all the rest of them. Peter, where you at? You're the last Pokemon.
I don't get it.
Well, you wouldn't, let's be honest. There's nobody in there, love.
And then blonde girl who hates cheese is like, I don't get it. And then that's the moment where he's like, this is what I mean about the straight bully. He's like, well, you wouldn't, would you, love? Let's be honest. There's no one up there. Which is so nasty. Like, look, I know she's not the the brightest, but she's not she's harmless. And she just catches the straight, but there's nothing up there, love. It's just so mean. And, you know, to be fair to her, I didn't fucking get it when I first said it. A reversing dump truck without any tyres on? Yeah, I get it. It's still a weird thing to say. It's not a conventional insult, but he just lets her have it. I mean, American Louie's wife did shut the fuck up here and not say anything, because he wants none of this. He's not built for this. Oh, and the look. The look is just so beautiful. It's almost like he's forgotten the cameras are there, and then he kind of looks up, and it's that look of like, you know, when you've been beat, like you just won a fight and you've been beating someone, and then you look up, you know, just that moment of, look at me, I've lost all control. This is me in my final form. This is me, you know, the origin story, the villain is complete here. Oh man.
So I lose and she wins. I hope she enjoys her money.
Poisonous Pete.
This is surely the first Come Dine With Me episode where they've had the celebration thing outside because they've been kicked out of the property, which I think is hilarious.
He wasn't impressed that you come for, and I don't think he's.
Now, looking back, it makes me quite sad. You know, what a sad little life. That's what I think that's what it sums up to be, because it didn't have to be like this, you know. It didn't have to be like this, and it's not Jane's fault. It's not Peter's fault. It's not Blondie's fault. It's not American Louie's fault. Man, I don't know whose fault it is. All I'm saying is that I'm going to do the reunion. I'm going to make it happen. So listen, like this video, share it with your friends, and if you want it to happen, then let's start a petition to get Jane and Peter back together, socially distanced, whatever we need to do. I'll mediate, and let's get this resolved, guys. Come on, let's do it. Now get off my property.